Hey sports fans, I'm a man. Most people don't know that, but they can probably tell by the fact of the matter from my pheromones and the fact that I am actually just a man in the facial hair that I exude and the masculine aura that I have exuding from my body. And because I'm a man, I like to repress things and keep them inside my body. I'm lying. I tell everybody everything about me because I feel like I gotta be emotionally intelligent in order to counteract the natural state of my sex and my being. So, I like to explain things that happen to me, and I have been keeping something repressed for quite some time, and I'd like to discuss it with you today to all the random strangers on the internet. I was assaulted by a woman. Now, this was not recent. This happened a few years ago, but I feel like I can talk about it now because naturally I gotta talk about it because it's been weighing on my mind. I feel horrible about it. You hate to see it. So let's set the scene for you. Set the stage. Get the picture inside of your mind. Close your eyes and be a part of this journey with me. Imagine me going through a sad, horrifying, evil breakup, and I hated every minute of it. I was sad. I was lonely. I was depraved. And I invited one of my friends over. I felt like naturally I could trust my friends. My friends were deeply close to me. I feel like I could be close to them. I invited one of my womanly friends over because I felt like I needed the speech of a woman. I lost a woman, and I feel like I need to be next to one. Didn't want to be with the guys because they would just tell me to get under another woman. I feel like a woman would be more kosher, be more kind to me. And so I'm inviting the girl over, and she comes over, and I'm very excited. She comes through the door, and she says, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You guys look so good together." And I said, "We were good together, but, naturally things end. And the end of things means the beginning of something new. And hopefully this is a great step in the journey of life for me." And she said, "Oh my God, this is great. Huge, amazing, voluptuous, amazing body. Just beautiful woman. However, the physical form had disgusted me because all I craved was a touch from my ex. That's all I wanted. I didn't want anything from anybody else. I cannot get over anyone by getting under someone else. It's a childish mentality, and I wanted to get that out of my mindset." But she believed that deeply. She proceeded to say, "Well, if you need anything, let me know." And I said, "I'd like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich if you have any bread." She said, "I don't have anything like that, but I have other things I can give you." And I said, "Well, I specifically only want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm hungry. I'm starving." She said, "Oh, I got something you can eat." And I said, "Skittles, Snickers, maybe some hummus?" I have no idea. She had pita bread in her pocket. I was thinking she put out some spaghetti. She had spaghetti in her pocket. That's what I assumed. I was optimistic. I was hoping I'd get some food inside of my belly, my body. I felt like I'd get some energy that would make me feel right inside of my soul. And she said, "No, I have something better." She rubbed my hair, caressing me ever so lightly. I said, "Oh, give me a hug, perhaps? I can't eat a hug." And she said, "I have something much more to give you." And I said, "Oh, okay, whatever may it be." I had no idea. I was very optimistic. I didn't know she had anything else. And she said, "I like you." And I said, "Okay, I like you too. You're a cool dude. You're a homie. You're a friend." Dapped her up. And she said, "No, I really like you." And I said, "Oh, interesting." And then she proceeded to kiss on my neck, and I pushed her away. And she said, "No, I don't want to." And then she got on top of me. And she said, "Come on, you're a guy, and I'm really pretty. This should be easy for you." I froze. I froze immediately. I clutched up and I froze. And I didn't know what to do. I was terrified, horrified. And as she continued upon my body, and I felt as though my soul was leaving my essence, freezing, not knowing what to do, wanting to be anywhere but there. I didn't know what to do, and this isn't the first time this has happened to me. This has happened a few other times, but this time was different. This time was very different. It messed me up. My brain was scattered everywhere. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. I had thought that maybe I deserved this. Maybe I had done something wrong. Maybe I said something. Maybe I was flirtatious. I had no clue. I didn't know where things were going. Anyways, that was all done, and I wrapped up, and I said, "Well, that was unenjoyable." And she said, "Oh, was it? I'm sorry. It was great for me." And I said, "Not for me. Anyways, I'm going to go to bed. Could you leave?" And she said, "Okay, yeah." Very awkward for her. And I proceeded to play Dark Souls 1 and speed ran it on Twitch. I think I beat it in about 2 hours and 12 minutes. I did a really good run that day. I was trying to hyper-focus and distract myself from what had just happened. It was horrifying. I hated every second of it. Worst part about that whole thing, I ended up getting chlamydia because of that. That was horrible. I ended up getting rid of chlamydia. Chlamydia was very curable, by the way. Ended up getting a shot in my butt. Get that out of my way, got that out of my system. Took some pills for a little bit. My pee burned for a little while. But that was horrifying. That sucked. Now, the other instance that I'd like to talk about, which is happening, I was much younger. I was the frail, tender age of 11 years old. And I was a young sprout. I felt like, oh boy, I'm going to school. This is going to be fantastic. Oh boy. Felt like I was on top of the world, learning my multiplication tables, getting deeper into algebra, having friends to and fro, getting into little after school activities, having fun. Chips were 25 cents back in the day. You could get 4 bags of chips for $1. Penny candy was actually a penny. Probably don't even know what penny candy is, you Gen Zers. I know what you are. I have no hate towards Gen Z. I love you all. So, my teacher had invited me for some after-school extra credit. And I said to myself, I could use some extra credit. I was doing a B+, and I was hoping to get a regular A, not A-, just an A in the class. That's what I was hoping for. And I was hoping that extra credit, because it was 2 months left of school, would actually get me there. Pretty hot outside, very happy. I believe it was January, February, March, April. I believe it was April. April was very nice. April showers bring May flowers, I believe that's the saying. And so in natural little kid fashion, she's teaching me things that I didn't know. I'm enjoying the English tutoring I'm getting. And then she says, you're so good. I'm so proud of you. And she smelled very nice. She gripped me closer. And I was very happy. I had no provocative thoughts truly going through my mind. I had a girlfriend at the time. She was going through a horrifying battle of leukemia. She is no longer of this earth. She passed away at 12. And while I was learning, she proceeded to breathe lighter on me, rub my stomach, and I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do. And before, I want to point this out, before I'd been attacked by a man, I told my dad, and my dad dealt with it. The teacher proceeded to do what she had to do to me, and I went home, confused, no tears, no tears, no tears. I went home and told my father, and he said, good job, son. That's good. I was confused. I told him about the man. I didn't know the difference between men and women back in the day. I liked a lot of guys and I liked a lot of girls. I had no difference in my mind. I just thought pretty people were pretty people. Wasn't even thinking of that way. I had assumed there must have been a difference with women. I didn't know what it was yet. But I knew it made me feel exactly the same. I knew it made me feel exactly the same. It was horrifying. I hated every minute of it. After that, I told nobody else, because if I couldn't tell my father and he'd do something about it as he did before, then it must be okay. Told my friends about it and they were really excited about it. And we went to different schools. I didn't talk about it much after that. I didn't think about it. As a man, I'm told to keep everything repressed inside of my soul, inside of my body. I'm not supposed to express the deeper confines of who I am throughout the world. I'm supposed to be emotionally repressed deep inside of my confines. Therapy is for cowards. To expose my emotions would be a weakness, but I've never been that. I've never took those lessons to heart. I've always expressed how I felt and who I was, except for this one thing. Except for this. This is the thing where I've always kept deep inside of the core of my brain, deep in the back chasms where nobody else can discover it. I've always kept this deep locked inside of my chest. I've always kept it back inside of my brain. I never thought that it would affect me deeply. I'd assumed that I'd be able to joke my way out of this like I usually do, laughing and smiling through the pain as I always am. But this is something that hurts me deeply. It's something that is not talked about, the mental depravity of men. That it's supposed to be fun. Oh, the teacher hit on you and she was hot? These women were very beautiful. These women were godlike. But men always tell me I'm lucky. Am I lucky for being assaulted as a child? Am I lucky? Am I lucky for losing a core piece of my soul and my body in essence? Does that guarantee me luck? Am I a 4-leaf clover because of this? How am I lucky when I don't feel the luck cascading through my body? How am I lucky? Is this luck? Am I supposed to find some mythic item, some legendary tale, something at the end of this river? Am I supposed to get at the end of the rainbow the gold coins that get me to some satisfactory state of mind? Where is the luck when I think about this all the time, when I'm only viewed as an object of sexual desires for people that don't view me more than that? Is it because I'm interesting? Is it because you like the cadence of my voice? Is it because I'm safe and easy to talk to and you think that I'm flirting all the time with you? Is that the fun aspect? You think my jokes are reality? Is that the aspect of how it happened? Are you that socially inept where you can't tell that I'm joking? I felt gross deep to my core. I feel gross now, and it hurts. It hurts in a way that I cannot fathom or express in a true light. It hurts so deeply because everybody told me that I was incorrect about my own feelings, that I was invalid, and only recently people are now starting to acknowledge that men can actually be sad too. It hurts because I've spent my entire life holding on to these necessities, holding on to these things, keeping me boggled down. And I've always championed myself as somebody that can express his emotions at a moment's notice and tell every issue that is going on and deeply introspective. I've always been that person, and I've been stunting because of this one thing. I've told you so many things about myself. I've told you everything. I've told you about the small minutiae inside of my brain. I told you about the worms that eat inside my heart. I told you everything. I told you so much. And this one thing has been eating me up so deeply, and I finally feel strong enough to express it. There's a difference to me between a weakness and a vulnerability. A vulnerability is something you express to other people, and you express that, and you allow yourself to be vulnerable around people, but that is not a weakness. Love is a vulnerability, but not a weakness. It is the only currency that functions in reverse, because the only way to get more of it is to give more away. That is how it operates. And I thought I was giving love to everyone. I thought that they loved me. I thought that they loved me. They told me they loved me, but they didn't. They told me they loved me, but they didn't. And I believe that deeply. The men around my life said I was such a lucky man. I have such a high body count. Whoa, your body count's so crazy. Over 400 bodies. Whoa, you're so good. That takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your mind. It takes a toll on you. You begin to view the human form as disgusting. Everybody feels like a big blur and the same. You don't even look for a big rack. You don't look for the chest receptacles. You don't look for a big bosom. You look for somebody that's there. You look for somebody, not even a body, just a mind to speak with. Just a person to understand what you've been through. Everybody's a little messed up, I imagine. Everybody has bad things they've been through. You just decide what bad things you want to deal with, and that's the person you make your forever person. And maybe that's the part that I'm missing. Maybe that's what the assaults taught me. Maybe I can find some silver lining in the middle road beyond all things. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the fun of this all. Maybe I was supposed to have this happen to me. Maybe I did deserve it, but I don't. I don't deserve any of that. And a lot of people will still tell me I do. A lot of people will say you're just being a baby. You're crying. Here goes your tampon, little baby boy. Ha 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 ha. People will tell me that to and fro all the time. And it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to have these horrible things happen to me over and over again. It doesn't feel right. The chaos that exists inside of my soul is something that I found comfort in. It's something that I know it has no grand plan. It has no design. We're all just trying to find some tiny compartment to pin our peace of mind to. That's all we're trying to do. We're all just trying to muggle along without going insane all the time. We're all just trying to live. And if I can't express the little parts of my brain that are eating away at me, trying to create cysts and pop inside of my skull to where I bleed at night and I feel like I can't sleep because of the constant night terrors. That's why I look so tired all the time. Go through any of my videos, you'll see my eyes are always the same. Always the same, dark around the circles. I don't like to sleep because I remember all the things that have happened to me. My body is a battlefield. My heart is a symphony that I wage war on each day, and I hope to express it. And when every issue looks like a piece of paper, I commit myself to become ink to spread upon it. That is what I do all the time. All the time, all the time. I was assaulted, and nobody ever believes me, and nobody cares because I'm a man, and nobody wants to talk about it, and nobody wants to be a piece of the hard parts afterwards. They just want to congratulate me for a job well done. I didn't do a job. It's not well done. That steak was tough. It's rare. I wanted it to be rare. It was rare, and bloody, and evil, and horrible. I wish that I had friends that could have talked to me about this back in the day, and I'm happy I have them now. But the damage is done, and the road is laid, and the pavement is paved, and I must drive along it even if it's bumpy every day. And it's okay, because guess what? Sometimes the greatest castles are built on bamboo stilts. The foundations are rocky. They are horrifying, and they suck. And it may not always be great and fantastic, and it may be messy, but someone's gonna love all this mess, and they're gonna pick it up, and they're gonna fix it. But they don't have to, because I'm working on it myself. And I hope that they enjoy the mess that I've made, and they find comfort in the smell, and they find comfort in the desert that is I. and I hope they enjoy me for what I am. I love me. Thank me for existing, and thank you for listening. Bye-bye.